Hey, how y'all doing?
Hello.
Stop with the hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
It's okay.
Hello.
There you go. You're getting it now.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hello.
Stop with the hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
It's okay.
Hello.
There you go. You're getting it now.
Anyway, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Arielle. If you don't know who I am, you must not have seen me before. So, if you haven't, feel free to check out my channel. It's where you're at. Duh. And if you don't know who this lovely person is, that means you haven't seen any of my previous videos, and that is on you. Go check them out right now. They're kind of awesome. But if you don't, she is...
I'm Chelsie. Hello.
Alright, cool. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to discussing something that is very prominent. And the time we're recording this is very prominent. By the time you see it, it probably won't be. What? So, we're recording this in like Pride Month-ish. It's very much Pride Month. I don't know why I said ish.
It's so much Pride Month.
There's Pride Month, and so there's been a lot of speculation about like what the plus is in the LGBT thing.
Yeah.
And people have just been adding stuff, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. We're not doing the pedophile, the pedo. What is it?
I think it.
The
I don't know.
pedosexual
In high
thing.
school, we just said pedo bear.
Yeah, well, that's a whole different thing.
No, it's not. Like a pedo bear is just is a fun way of saying a pedophile. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But there's just pedosexual. There's that zoophilia.
Yeah. And there was something else that
I don't even worry about that one. But
yeah,
so we're just gonna discuss that because I am so over hearing about people trying to make the pedosexual thing into something, and I was like, that's not no. Let's not try to normalize that at all.
No.
It's not okay to try to normalize that.
No.
The overall discussion today is the addition of people wanting to add shit to the LGBT thingy. How do you feel about this whole pedo thingy?
I'm not okay with it because there is something that I'm personally involved in that I guess is like for a later date or something like that.
She'll have it on her channel whenever that starts.
Shade. Bing. I'm involved in something that I feel like would be easily taken as pedophilia. To hard vague, so that's like less vague and more like just if you know what I'm talking about, then good for you. If not, then you'll find out.
When you find out.
But I understand to a very, very small extent why people who older people who find an attraction to younger and underaged people would want to be included in the LGBT or LGBTQ community. However,
Thomas semicolon all of the apostrophes.
yeah, a minor cannot consent, especially when that minor is below the age of 10. It's one of those things where it kind of gets down to the technicalities of, consent. What is consent? Who can consent? Who can consent? Who can consent and still it be legally not categorized as consent or something like that? Because there's just a lot of things that are going. There's a lot of like the mental part of it that people don't really want to think about. And for the people who are speaking up for the minors, basically saying, "Oh, well, I like children," I'm like, that's crazy because I've never heard a child in all of this kerfuffle that oh, well, I like men who are in their 50s and I'm 12 by the way. Like I've never.
No, never happens.
It's only the older people, which is usually men, which by statistics is older white males. Never heard that coming from a child, only from the adult. And that's something else that I feel like people don't pay attention to, that doesn't register to them. And by people, I mean the people who are categorized as pedophiles. So I really think that it should, I mean, it's illegal in a lot of countries. It's illegal in this country. So I really just feel like, no, you cannot put yourself in a position to say, oh, well, you know, I'm gay and I'm shunned for it. So I want to be in a group where I'm praised for that, because I don't just grow up. I'm not born this way. It's just it is an I am. You know, it's
Maybe
one of
she's
those
born
things.
with it.
Maybe it's me. But it's I mean, it's one of those things.
Excuse me, I was fixing something.
But yeah, I don't like it. I think it's disgusting. I think it's wrong. I think it's pathetic and sad, and I think those people need to seek help. And I don't think that they've grasped onto the fact that you have a sexual attraction to a child. It's hard for me to say minor, because minor can be categorized as a person who is
Under
below the age of 18.
Which then people will be like, oh, well, they're 16. No, bitch, I'm not talking about the ones that are 16.
Right, and so I have to use the word child to get people to understand that that's where the problem in lies. You know, like, yes, it's frowned upon when a 17-year-old has sex, or a 16-year-old has sex, or a 15 or 13-year-old has sex.
Not on my
But
that's cold. First of all.
But most of the time, it's just one of those things where you're talking about being like 6 times this person's age, 3 times, 4 times this person's age that you're sexually attracted to, and this person who is X amount of times your age has not even gotten through the 3rd level of school.
They don't even know what happened.
They're not even in high school yet. Like they're still in middle school kind of deal. Like,
yeah. I personally am like, when it was first brought up, remember that? When it was first brought on Facebook and everybody lost
internet.
theirs. I mean, people were like, I know damn well. I was like, well, I mean, I agree with them, but like, I'm not as crazy as that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like slaughter somebody online, but I'm like, you have to understand how like wrong that is. And if you don't, then I just...
And what bothered me the most was they actually tried to illustrate this shit, and I was like, oh, hell no.
Oh, yeah, they made like a Twitter page for it, and like a support group Twitter page.
Yes, and then they had the picture where it was like the old guy with like the little boy body holding the little girl's hand. I was like, oh, hell no.
It was basically a silhouette cut out of a man.
Yeah.
Inside that man was like supposedly a little boy.
Yeah.
And then their hands kind of connected in that same silhouette, and then there was a silhouette beside that man
about the same age, and it was a little girl.
Yeah. So it was like, oh well, on the inside I'm a little boy.
Yeah. No.
Go to hell with that shit.
Stop it. Stop.
No.
And that was their way to try to like rationalize it, and I was like,
I feel like
I don't want them to normalize it. Like that's what they were trying to do, was trying to normalize pedophilia.
And the people who made that, I have a question for you. When have you ever heard 2 8-year-olds banging each other?
Never.
Because you're saying, oh well, inside I'm a little boy. I mean, that's great, I guess, but you're basically justifying your actions by basically telling the world that, well, it's not me banging the person, it's the little boy inside of me. I'm like, now you want some weird Michael Jackson shit, okay? Like, please stop that.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah, because honestly, I don't believe all the hype about that, but I'm just saying, like, stereotypically, like, that's what you sound like right now. Yeah. And I feel like if everybody got mad at Michael for that, whether he did it or not, like, that idea that was put out into the world, you're right, if you can apply that to him and how that was wrong, then why are you sitting here trying to say, oh, well, it's okay? Like, it's not okay. It's really not. And the sad part is,
the people who are actually in the community are the ones that are like, we don't want that. That's not that's not what we stand for.
And thank you.
Because like I've seen some people who are like, what the fuck? And it's funny because I mean on my page I have a huge amount of LGBT people. Like I don't have that many straight friends. I have them, but it's not as many as compared to the other side. Mm-hmm. So I'll like see like 4 posts when like a new one gets made. You know how like every now and then we'll see like a new one about the little stupid like this and this is trying to be included, and we're all like, no. Like you'll see people who just like share no, and then share like what the fuck, like share like not here for this. Like it's just like it's really obvious that like whoever is trying to like push this is not a part of the community itself. And honestly, I think like most of the people in the community are just like, why would you even try to normalize that? Because most of us that are in the community have probably dealt with this at one point or another. Yeah. And it's not something like that we want to deal with. Like being touched by a knuckle or something like that.
Which brings it full circle back to around the whole like a child cannot consent.
Yeah. So that's so we both agree that it's not happening. So if anybody was like, but I was like, that's good for you, don't come near me.
Yeah, pedophiles and pedophores, like, no.
Cheers.
Can't help you. Bitch, the door.
Whole door.
That was beautiful, my good.
It was.
It was like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I said it. Like cinnamon rice. Yeah. Very dangerous.
So if you just tip the whole box,
You can take it like a shot.
just put it in a sippy cup.
Just don't put it in a bottle. It's kind of weird in a bottle.
Chelsea, what are you doing?
Look at it. Look at it.
Huh? What?
Look. It looks kind of like some substance. Anyway. Back of my throat.
Let it coat the back of your throat.
No.
And I can't breathe in this room. Let's go sit in my car under the AC. Turn the AC.
All right.
Let's lift my boobs up.
Oh God. Okay. So you. I hope you enjoyed this video. This video was kind of impromptu. It was a lot more fun than we thought it would be.
End of your video, bitch. You're welcome. Theme music. Iris out.